All right, everybody, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be talking all about market selection and really simplify it. Market selection to me is something that a lot of people get caught up on as they're first getting started in this business. And for this episode, I'm going to be talking to people who are just getting started, trying to choose their first market to do land flipping in. But that being said, if you've been doing land flipping for a while, you want to simplify your market selection process, this video is going to help a ton. So we're going to go through some of the steps for what choosing a market looks like. So let's get started here, guys. The first thing I want you to do is find the biggest city that is near you. So what you're going to do is essentially, let's find the county with the biggest city near you. So let's say this is a big city. It can be Atlanta, it can be Charleston, it can be Charlotte, it doesn't matter. A big city near you. That's the simplest thing. A lot of people try to start this business and do it across the country, and I've recommended that a ton of times to people, but I want to simplify it for this. So let's say this is a county with a big city right here. And then around that county, you're obviously going to have other counties as well. All right. And what happens in these nearby counties is a lot of times these nearby counties are really expensive. So you're going to have these counties that I call one county removed from the big city. So all of these counties are one county removed from the big city. This is not the best place to start doing this business. And the reason being, there's a couple reasons. Number one, these areas can get really, really expensive. It's hard to acquire. There's a lot of realtors in these areas. There's more competition. That's why I like to start a little farther out. So a lot of these areas, and especially where the big city is, you're just money, lots of money. These are expensive. Can you make money in these areas as you're getting more experience? 100%. But today we're talking about county selection for beginners, people who are just getting started. All right, so let's keep putting some counties on here, and counties can be weird shapes like this. We're a little bit farther out from the city now. We have some counties. That's kind of odd how I did that shape, but that works. All right, so now we're 2 counties removed, and these probably should be a little bit smaller, but let's just say it for purposes. These are all 2 counties removed from our big city. All right, now we're getting into a spot where you can do some deals. All right, so let's just add a few more, and we're kind of getting that 3 county removed. I'm not going to do all these, but let's just go like this. All right, so now we have about 10, 11 counties that are 2 or 3 counties removed from the big city. This is where you make your money. So now we have these counties that are removed. Let's not even worry. This section right here, that is 1 county removed. This picture's looking interesting on here. These counties that are 1 county removed or in the big city aren't the best spot. We're going to focus on all of these, guys. This is where you're going to make money, is these areas. But there's some criteria. So you get this list. Let's say you have just Butler County, and you have Warren County, and you have, I don't know, I just kind of trying to make up things, Owen County, just all these different counties. You get a list of these counties right here, and we're going to run some tests on them. What you're going to do is, if you have Land Portal, it's a great spot to get a lot of this data in the market research section of Land Portal. So there's some criteria we are looking for. Number 1 is the days on market, and this is days on market for all land. And what we want this number to be is, I want it to be between like 40 to 100. All right. So that's basically saying land in this area is selling between 40 to 100 days. We're doing it for all land. Again, you can get this data right on Land Portal. Really, really good data within it. The next thing, and I want to keep this really simple for you guys, because like I said at the beginning, county selection, market selection is something a lot of people really, really overthink. And there's only a few data points that I personally care about when I'm looking for a new area. The other thing is price per acre, 5 to 10 acres. And what I want this to be is I want this to be between, let's say, 5,000 an acre to 20,000 an acre. 20,000 an acre is getting a little expensive. Again, you can pull this data in Land Portal. And a lot of people ask me, like, why do you care about this? The reason being is, once this gets above $20,000, like we're in a really, really hot area, it's tough for new people to do deals in these really expensive areas. Let's say 5 acres is going for $24,000 an acre, which is, if my math is correct, that's $120,000 for 5 acres. That's really expensive. That's a hot area. There's probably something else going on. A lot of times you're going to see those numbers in this area that are much closer to the city. But from time to time, you will see these really expensive areas that are outside, farther from the city, 2-3 counties removed, like we are doing here. So this is where I want you to start. A city near you, the biggest city near you, 1 county removed, and the biggest city. Let's say we're not going to do that. That's too close. We want to be 60 to 90 minutes, even probably 90 to 120 minutes from the big city when we're doing this business. And then you're going to go on Land Portal and you're going to pull these 2 numbers that are really, really important. Days on market, 40 to 100. Price per acre, $5,000 to $20,000 for 5 to 10 acres. This is going to get you in a really good starting point. Some next steps you can do after you have, because you might end up coming up with 3 or 4 of these 11 counties, like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. And there's some other things you can do, but like I said, I don't want you overthinking this process. It is not something, county selection is something that, it's important, yes, but it's often something some people take 1, 2, 3 weeks on, when in reality it should take you 1, 2, 3 hours to do. And that's the reality of it, because this business can be done in any county in the country. These areas that are around the big city, you can do deals there. It's just not the ideal spot to start. So I don't want you overthinking this. This is why I really simplified it in this video. Days on market, 40 to 100. Price per acre, 5 to 10 acres, $5,000 to $20,000. So a couple other things to think about as you're doing this is like, how much data are you getting? So a lot of times you want your first marketing campaign, or you want a marketing campaign to reach out to about 1,000 people. So you can look up that, like, okay, maybe you have 4 counties that fit, and a couple of counties you don't want to target because there's not enough data, you're just concerned about it. Like, you can look at that for sure. You want to make sure you at least have 1,000 data points. It's a good starting, but you can combine 2 of the counties as well. The next thing I want to get into is, how do you select an acreage? To start, I honestly don't even want to give you data points on like what you should do to select an acreage. If you're first getting started in this business and it fits these 2 criteria points that we talked about, do like 2 to 20, 2 to 30 acres. It's a good starting point for getting deals. All right, so that is essentially how you choose a county. And again, this is not just for beginners. This is for someone who might be overthinking this process, who's been doing land for a little bit. The next thing I want to get into is, how do you schedule your marketing? So you're choosing these counties. One thing I really like to do when I am doing county selection, I don't want to do county selection more than 1 time a month. And that's what I suggest a lot of people to do. So instead of choosing a county for you to mail out next week, choose a county for you to mail out or text out, or however you're marketing. Choose counties for the next 4 weeks, the next 6 weeks, maybe even the next 8 weeks. For us, when we're working one-on-one with people, I love to have counties selected, honestly, for like the next 3 months. Where it's, for me personally, I like to be able to turn off things where I don't need to think about county selection for 3 months. Then you do it again. And you're literally doing county selection 4 times per year, opposed to you're doing it for every single campaign. You can make a really simple marketing calendar, and we provide one to a lot of our students, is just a calendar for when marketing is going out, so you can stick to it. Because like we've said so many times, one of the biggest hiccups in people being successful in this business is inconsistent marketing. They send mail, they send text 1 week, and then they like, okay, I'll do it again next week. Then things get busy, they skip it the following week. And then they're all of a sudden 3 weeks separated with their marketing, and their deal flow really gets hurt. If you have inconsistent marketing in this business, it's going to lead to inconsistent deals, which is going to lead to inconsistent profit, inconsistent money coming into your bank account. All right, so let's get to our calendar. I'm gonna actually show you how you do it with the calendar. If you guys are listening on Spotify, I'll try to talk through it. There's probably a better viewing experience on YouTube, but I'm gonna talk through it. So we have a calendar here, Monday through Friday. Don't worry about Sunday or Saturday, that's off the screen somewhere. Monday through Friday. you need to determine like how often do you want to send marketing. That's the biggest thing. Like how often do you want to send marketing? What we literally do with our business, with our students' business is like, okay, you want to send it on Tuesdays or you want to start the week with marketing? Let's do that. Some people even do it twice per week. So what you're going to do, like let's say I'm going to do it every Monday and you're literally going to put on your calendar, you want to put more than just I'm sending mail. I'm sending text. Maybe you're going to do 2,000 and you're going to put this under 2,000 text to X county. And you want the list already made. So it's really going to be that. And maybe you're sending 1,000 mailers as well. 1,000 mail, let's just say ... And you're going to be this specific on your calendar. You want to work ahead, guys. This is really, really important. Your business is nothing without getting marketing out the door. You are not going to get leads. You're not going to get deals. Marketing is the most important thing in getting deals in this business. Like you got to be good at sales. You got to be good at this other stuff. But if you're not getting leads, you cannot do this business. It's not going to be successful. And you can do marketing in any way, but you just need to get leads coming in. And that's why a marketing calendar is so, so important. Let's say the next Monday, again, let's say we're planning the month ahead. Like right now, let's say this is November. It's November right now, and I'm planning for December. This is my December calendar, let's say. All right, and then I'm gonna be writing out like, okay, maybe the next Monday I'm doing 3,000 handwritten mailers. And you can do all this on Land Portal. Handwritten mail, and then you always put the county. County. I'm just going to write county there. And you're going to be that specific, and you're just going to keep on doing this week after week, but schedule ahead because you need to be able to predict in your business, guys, what kind of leads you're having back, what kind of deal flow. And as you get into this business, I'm going to do an episode in the next couple weeks on KPIs, on key performance indicators. You need to understand, like, okay, if I send 3,000 handwritten mailers, I'm going to get 50, 100 calls. Like you're going to get a lot of calls with these handwritten mailers. And then you got to understand like, okay, from those calls, I'm going to get 10 really qualified leads. From those 10 qualified leads, I'm going to get 2 solid deals. And that's how you need to understand your business. And like I said, future episode, keep your eyes out for that. I'm going to talk all about KPIs in the business, key performance indicators, and how those really drive your business and helps you scale. Other than that, guys, appreciate you watching. All about market selection today. Like I said, if you are a beginner, hopefully this was helpful, really helpful, and can kind of get you on to choosing a market. If you're more experienced, you want to simplify things, this is definitely a way to simplify your marketing calendar, choosing a market, everything like that. Hit the like button below. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this marketing strategy. See you next time. Thanks, everybody.